Where are you? Where are you?
I'm running because the tracer almost killed me.
There's a Farah.
Hello and welcome everybody. I'm gonna try my hand at post commentary at Overwatch. So right here we have Gibraltar, and we're playing as Tracer as per usual. She's actually my favorite hero to play because she's like exactly like my playing style. Really agile, really fast, really annoying, and then get into the enemy backlines and just harass non-stop. So you can see right here I'm actually at the enemy spawn trying to harass their Hanzo, and it is one of the things that you never want to do as Tracer is get cocky. You can see I get cocky and I just start standing there, and yeah, I recall, sure, and I think he gets a lucky hit shot here, and then I get one hit. Yeah, he gets a lucky hit shot. So yeah, number one thing you never want to do as Tracer is get cocky. Granted, I was harassing that Hanzo, so he was actually not doing his job and focusing like the bigger targets, more important targets. But yeah, one is when you're playing as Tracer, you gotta keep in mind that Hanzo's arrow, as during the recording of this video, has an expanded hitbox. So the likelihood of him hitting you or your head is pretty high. So you gotta keep that in mind. So Watchpoint Gibraltar, yeah, it's a really good map for Tracer because there are lots of angles, lots of cover, lots of places you can blink out of this trouble and just constantly harass. So you can see here I jumped up, I was on the top platform, jumped down, harassed them. They turned around for a split second, and then I just ducked away because they were trying to focus me. And what you want to do as Tracer basically is get to their backline and constantly harass. So yeah, I took out their Winston and then take out their Hanzo again. It's gonna be a running theme of this video is that me constantly getting rid of their Hanzo, who just sits in the back without any backup or cover. Like, he just leaves himself out in the open for me to just kill him almost every single time. So Tracer, your main advantage is your mobility, your blinks and your recall. So you get a total of 3 blinks. You want to try and never use all 3 blinks at once, like as much as possible, because you just in case you need an extra 1 blink to get out of a sticky situation. So pulse bombs, yeah, and your secondary ability is recall, which basically rewinds to the last 3 seconds of gameplay, like right before you recall. And if you have higher health and higher ammo count before you do the recall, like 3 seconds back, you will regenerate health and you will regenerate ammo, which is pretty useful. So you can keep that in mind. Like if you ran out of I wouldn't suggest doing recall if you run out of ammo, it's a bit of a waste, but do recall when you're low on health. So like, you know how Tracer gas when she's like below half health? Yeah, recall whenever you hit that gas. The moment you hear that gas, recall. But if you're just starting out as Tracer, I would suggest that every time you get hit by a reasonably heavy hit, recall. Recall is your biggest friend. It helps you get out of sticky situations, but you gotta keep in mind where you were in the last 3 seconds, because if you recall back, like you recall back into the enemy line, even if you do regain that health, and they like Tracer is really hard to hit, so you're quite survivable in that aspect. But if you recall right back into the enemy lines, you're probably gonna get screwed over. So really bad. You don't want to do that. There's a lot of things you need to keep in mind with Tracer. Tracer is actually, in my opinion, probably the hardest character to play, cause I just wanted to kill that Hanzo and piss him off. In my opinion, it's the hardest character to play because one, you need twitch reflexes to constantly make snap decisions, and because of how you're all over the place all the time and how her weapon requires you to be on point on the target almost like constantly, you need to have good aim. You need to be able to make snap decisions constantly and know where to position, know map knowledge, know where to position all the health packs, because your only form of healing is recall. And if you're low health, even before you recall, like 3 seconds back, you have low health still, you need to find them health packs, cause it's really, in general, it's just really good to know the position of the health packs. Yeah, so like I'm doing right here, I'm taking the Hanzo's attention off the main threat, off the main battlefield, and just getting him in the ass. Of course, after that he just ignores me after I get out of his sight. Then I find him again and kill him. So as Tracer, you gotta pick your targets really well. The kind of targets you want to avoid almost all the time is Farah, especially in close quarters. You don't want to screw with a Farah. McCree, because he can flashbang you and he can fan the hammer and just instantly kill. Reaper, because do you really want to do shotguns at close range? Tracer and Reaper both do the most damage at really like point blank range, and the Reaper has higher burst damage, and you have higher, I think you have higher DPS, I'm not too sure, as Tracer. But Reaper has higher burst damage, so you can land one good shot and you're pretty much dead. Especially if it's, I think, yeah, especially if he lands a headshot, you can just get one hit by Reaper. Who else you wanna avoid? Try and avoid Winston, cause his Tesla cannon basically tracks you. So your main advantage, which is being hard to hit, is negated because, well, Winston doesn't need to aim. Who else do you need to try and avoid? Yeah, I don't think there's anybody else you really need to avoid. So, I know that I'm really all over the place with points, like my my commentary and like details, but I'm just doing this ad lib because if I do it by a script, I'll just read off the script, and I probably won't be as like entertaining. I don't know. Oh, pulse bomb. Yeah. Pulse bomb. You're gonna try and land it to make a reliable kill. Like that, I missed it on the D.Va. Pulse bombs have a ridiculously short range, so you need to get up close and just throw the bomb, and then you're done. What you want to try and do to your pulse bomb is maybe try and get behind enemy lines and get out their support, like their Mercy, their Lucio, or Zenyatta with the pulse bomb. Or you can use it to get rid of their tanks, like because the pulse bomb, if I'm not mistaken, does like 400 damage. So just land it on a tank, and tanks are really fat and easy to land the pulse bombs on. So just land the pulse bomb on the tank, boom, that's most of his health gone. Speaking of tanks, since we're now on the top of your tanks, what you want to do is find a tank so you can farm your ultimate meter off him. Cause you gain ultimate faster based on how much damage you do. Based on the that was my phone. Please disregard that. So when you find a tank, try and harass it as much as possible to farm that ultimate, because that pulse bomb is a very good way of getting you very secure just like that. See, the D.Va just spawned with her mech, and I got rid of it almost instantly. So here we have me. I'm in a sticky situation. I thought the Tracer was gonna chase me, so I decided to come through the corridor, and I made a mistake. Yeah, I found like half the entire enemy team there, so you just blink out. Thankfully, nobody chased me. Not even the Tracer. Oh, and another thing you wanna do is, if you're fighting against another Tracer, just don't. Unless you're forced into a confrontation, try and avoid fights with with an opposing Tracer as much as possible, because for one, you're gonna spend an extended period of time trying to kill her because she's all over the place, and your weapons depend on like holding your tosses on the target consistently and accurately. So, and Tracer can recall, so you don't want to fight another Tracer. You're probably gonna waste your time, and you're not gonna be doing your job, which is like, see what I'm doing right here. This D.Va is not doing her job and being on the front line, tanking damage and doing damage. She's too focused with me. She even charged at me to try and kill me. So, yeah. If I haven't said it before in like the beginning of this video, Tracer's job is almost purely to harass and distract people. If you get the enemy on you, as frustrating as it is, getting chased by half the enemy team, that's your job. It's to get focused by the enemy team and make sure they're not doing what they're supposed to, like tanks not tanking in the front line, damage dealers chasing you halfway across the map and not doing damage to the your main mass. Getting rid of support so they can't heal. Like, your main priority as Tracer is gonna be the supports, like I think I said that in the beginning of the video, and harassing tanks so they're not doing their job. Like right here, get rid of their Mercy, don't let their Mercy dot off harass. Winston is trying to chase after me, so you don't want to fight a Winston unless he's not focused on you, so just get out of there. Oh, another person you have to avoid, another hero that you have to avoid besides McCree, Pharah, Reaper, and Winston is Mei, because Mei can freeze you. Albeit you can recall and blink out of her her ice beam and her ultimate. It's not recommended. Mei basically gets basically what's the word for it? Your main advantage, your main source of survivability is your agility. So when Mei freezes you, you lose that agility. You lose that ability to avoid all that damage. So you don't want to fight Mei. You probably want to harass her in the back, like in mid range. Granted, wow, that's construction noises. Pulse pistols have a huge damage drop off, so you don't if you wanna do actual damage, you have to get in close. But they still do damage from a distance. So if you wanna harass and turn around some hits, just like sit around mid range and just constantly hammer them. And yeah, the Winston basically did what he was supposed to do, which is kill me, because aim. He doesn't need to aim, and I need a sip of water. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, Winston finally was so pissed that he chased after me.
So you can see right there, I said I finally died because their Winston finally like like try to handle me. Also, Winston, if you have like a Mercy on you or a Lucio healing you, just fight Winston, because Winston can't deal enough damage to kill you if you have a healer on you. So yeah, that's the end of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this post commentary. I understand that it was sort of all over the place, like my points weren't in a linear form, but hey, that's what makes it entertaining, I guess. The ad-lib, I mean, this is not even a proper guide, this is just a post commentary. And look at that Hanzo play of the game. It wasn't even an ultimate. He just snuck behind the entire enemy team and got rid of 4 of them, which is brilliant. I gotta say, good play by Purewater. He's actually quite a good Hanzo player, even with the expanded hitbox bullshit, which I still am really salty about. So I think that's the end of the video. Yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this post commentary video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about this kind of post commentary video down in the comment section below. Also, just to give you guys a heads up, I enjoy Overwatch a lot more than MechWarrior Online now, so I'm gonna be sticking with Overwatch now, because MechWarrior Online is snowballing towards a disaster. It's a train wreck, and the developers aren't listening. So whatever. I'm gonna be playing Overwatch. I'm having fun. I have people to play with. So yeah. See y'all later. Take it easy. Don't forget to eat some glue.